What's good, YouTube? It's Zach, and today we got NFL Week 13 Power Rankings. Hope everyone's having an amazing day so far. There was a lot of really close games in this past one, and there's a lot of teams jumping into the top 10 and a couple fall out. But first, let's get into our honorable mentions. And our first honorable mention I do have is the Houston Texans getting a big-time win over the Buffalo Bills this past Thursday. And yes, Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter are carrying this defensive line to relevance, and this team's only going to get better once C.J. Stroud comes back from injury. So yes, the Texans deserve an honorable mention for now. My second honorable mention I do have is the Kansas City Chiefs, where yes, the Chiefs were able to get a big-time win this past week over the Indianapolis Colts. It just shows that experience does matter in the NFL. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes for throwing up 350 yards this past Sunday. And yes, the Chiefs are back in the honorable mention category. And the final honorable mention team I do have for now is the Baltimore Ravens. They came out pretty slow against the New Jersey Jets this past Sunday, but Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry were able to get the job done. The Ravens are now the top seed in the AFC North. I do want to give an honorable mention to the San Francisco 49ers, but the only reason I'm not putting them in this tier list is because they are always going to be completely banged up. And let's just see if they're able to turn it around. But these are my three honorable mentions, so let's head into the top 10. Coming in at number 10, I do have the Buffalo Bills taking a big tumble from last week because they got absolutely obliterated. That's Josh Allen, rather, who got destroyed by the Houston Texans on Thursday. And the Bills are in a very, very dire situation here. The AFC East is most likely out of reach, so they're going to have to try to get in the old-fashioned way, a.k.a. the AFC wild card. And they really got to turn around this offense, or else they're not even going to make the playoffs potentially. But Bills are still at number 10 for now. At the number 9 spot, I do have the Detroit Lions taking a little bit of a tumble because they took all the way through overtime to defeat the New Jersey Giants, who were the first team eliminated from playoff contention. All I know is that the Lions didn't have Jahmyr Gibbs. They might not even have 5 wins on the season right now, but this offense is really, really stagnant right now. We knew that their defense wasn't that great, but they're able to stay in the top 10 because they did end up getting the win, but who knows, they're third now in the NFC North, and we'll see if they're able to turn it around on Thanksgiving when they play this upcoming team. Speaking of the upcoming team, at the number 8 spot, I do have the Green Bay Packers. The only reason I have them above the Lions is just because they were able to destroy their competition this past week against my Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, that's right, you cheeseheads, mother, fathers. And yeah, Jordan Love did not have a great game in this one, but shout out to Emmanuel Wilson pulling out 2 touchdowns and over 100 rushing yards in that past game. But Packers are still a very good football team. They're still able to get after the quarterback, Micah Parsons, that is. The Dallas Cowboys could use someone like him, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, the Green Bay Packers come in at the number 8 spot. At the number 7 spot, I do have the Indianapolis Colts coming off a big-time loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. They might be the start of the downfall here, and it's just not a good scene all around. And Jonathan Taylor had his worst game of the season as of now, and I mean, Daniel Jones is still completing a decent amount of his passes, but he wasn't able to be that game changer that he was in recent times. So the Colts need to really shape up here. Their schedule is not easy coming down the stretch. The division is still up for grabs because I think they have a couple matchups against the Texans still to come, but Colts are hanging on at number 7. Just realized I had that 6 through 10 out of order, so I fixed that real quick. And the final team at the 6 to 10 category at the number 6 spot, I do have the Seattle Seahawks, a.k.a. Jackson Smith-Njigba, is basically this ranking. If I could have gotten his face cam, I would probably just put JSN at the number 6 spot. But Sam Darnold is still pretty good at football, but this is a big-time bounce back against the Tennessee Titans, and their defense is always going to be above average. As long as their offense can stay consistent when it comes to late January, then their team could potentially come out of the NFC, but that is still yet to be seen. So the Seahawks come in at number 6. Now we're entering the top 5. Coming at number 5, I do have the Philadelphia Eagles. They're lucky to even be relevant on my power rankings because they did blow a 21-0 lead against the Dallas Cowboys this past Sunday. And Eagles fans are probably offline right now. Put out an APB for them. Check on your loved ones if they are Eagles fans. They are not doing well. But the reigning Super Bowl champions still have a really good roster. Their defense is still arguably top 3 in the NFL. But Saquon Barkley having his worst season as of late, definitely in a Philadelphia uniform. And the Eagles are coming at number 5, but this just might be the fact that they won the Super Bowl last year, but they still have a solid team, but they really need to turn it around. At the number 4 spot, I do have the Chicago Bears, the highest I've had them since the creation of this YouTube channel. But the Bears are doing it, coming off a big-time win against the Pittsburgh Steelers, the reigning AFC North crown leaders until, the Ravens just matched them at 6-5, kind of a garbage division. Anyways, the Bears secondary is legit. They have Kevin Byard and Nathan Wright, or Sean Wright. I'm so sorry, I cannot remember that guy's name. They have like 3 of the top 6 people in interceptions this year, and Caleb Williams, all he's got to do is not make mistakes. DJ Moore, Roma Dunze are getting it done through the air, while Kyle Monangai, DeAndre Swift didn't have a good week this past Sunday. But the Bears are a well-balanced team, and who knows, the Bears actually might win a playoff game this year. Don't tell Packers fans that. But Bears are definitely a top 5 team and land at the number 4 spot for now. Coming at the number 3 spot, I do have the Denver Broncos, not going up or down off the bye week, but Broncos still have arguably the second or maybe the best defense in the NFL. Take your pick between them and Houston. Both elite units, but they still fall at this number 3 spot just because their offense has been really inconsistent. But they're still riding off of a big-time win over the Kansas City Chiefs the last time we saw them. And who knows? We'll have to see how they do this upcoming week. But Broncos maintain their number 3 spot just because a lot of teams in the top 10 did not have really impressive wins this week. So Broncos stay at number 3. I do have the New England Patriots led by Drake May and Travion Henderson. Two rookies, but May's in his second season. 2 guys that are just absolutely destroying the NFL right now. The Patriots defense looked pretty questionable against the Cincinnati Bengals. They were losing 10-0 to start that game, but were able to come back and squeak out a win. Bengals season's officially over. They're just a walking disaster class. It's not about them. But Patriots are still definitely a top 5 team in the NFL right now, looking to get that number 1 seed in the AFC. It's going to be between them and Denver most likely. So, Patriots come in at number 2. And at the number 1 spot for, I believe, my 3rd week in a row, I do have the Los Angeles Rams, who absolutely belted their opponent 34-7 this past week. I mean, Matthew Stafford putting on an absolute clinic. The Buccaneers did have a lot of injury concerns, definitely with Baker Mayfield, but again, the Rams can only play the team that's in front of them. Devontae Adams is absolutely destroying the red zone right now. He has 2 touchdowns this past week. No, Puka didn't get in the end zone, but had a lot of great catches in that game against the Buccaneers. But Rams, they're obviously the most balanced team in the league right now, and I'm not sure, other than injury, what is going to take them out of this number 1 spot. And that's all I have for you today. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers. Am I too high on certain teams, or am I too low? Again, San Francisco 49ers fans, Jaguars, Chargers. I mean, those are some good football teams, but injuries and inconsistent play in terms of the Jaguars, the reason they did not make the list. But let me know your guys' thoughts. And I will see you guys tomorrow for NFL Week 13 predictions with my guy, the Cringy Gamer, who came out on top last week. Gonna have to tune in tomorrow on Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.